if you have questions, just put them in the chat box. So what's a lead magnet? Because like I said this is the most proven class of funnels, lead magnet funnels. A lead magnet, before something can be classified as a lead magnet. Now remember that this is the most important part of your funnel, because this is what will attract people. This is the magnetic force. This is the attractive force that will attract customers into your funnel. Number one, it solves a problem and can be quickly consumed. The lead magnet offers immediate gratification since it provides a solution that satisfies the customer's present need or can be implemented into their business ASAP. What do I mean by this? It means that whatsoever you are using as a lead magnet must not be too theoretical, must not be too research oriented, must not be too technical. It must be simple enough for your customer or your prospective customer to be able to use that information and get something done practically. So the lead magnet offers immediate gratification since it provides a solution that satisfies the customer's present need or can be implemented into their business ASAP. Now, I want you to understand that down the line, I'm going to treat a case study. So everything I'm teaching now, I'm going to run you through like a practical of how everything I've taught so far can work on a business. So you will get there very soon. Number two is that it must attract your dream clients. Now, this is why you need to build your customer's avatar profile or persona. Meaning that if you are in the, for example, you are in the artistry business, and you have nothing, your customer is not someone who needs maybe a funeral service, right? Or let's say in extreme cases, maybe the dead person is an artist and still wants artistry. Let me use another point. Let's say, okay, for example, now, what the service year line, the customers that use year lines are different from the customer that will use a funeral service. Because by the time you start using a funeral service, you will no longer use a year line service. So meaning that year line services are for those that are alive, while funeral services are for those that are dead. Now, that's just an extreme example, but you get what I'm trying to say. You need to build your customer's avatar profile and persona. And that's why there's something called market share in your business plan. Not everybody is part of your market. So you must have a customer avatar, a customer profile, a customer persona. They're all saying the same thing. Now, this is the most important thing you're going to hear in this section, right? Under this slide, is that the most important thing about a lead magnet is that it is what? It is free. Now, I see many people make these mistakes of going all out at the beginning when they are relatively unknown, and they release something and then they tag a price to it, and then they wonder why they don't have customers. Now, you must be able to delay your gratification for a while. I can promise you that with a judicious use of this strategy, you will still get all the clients you need to get, but you just need to delay your gratification. Now, as I explain this, the more you will see how this has been playing out with even many of the products you are using already. Now, think of a lead magnet. Think of it like a little salesman within your funnel, ushering people, right? Ushering people from the streets into your store. They are more likely to come in if there's someone outside offering them a freebie. Now imagine you are going past a store, a boutique where they have shoes, and then you just see them saying, oh, today we are doing a promo bonanza, come in and get a free shoe. What would you notice? From a store that maybe normally on a daily basis you just have only one person, you see a crowd of people gathered around. And that's why you see all these Indomie and all these Bonvita, fast consuming goods, fast FCMG goods. You see them that whenever they want to actually use this strategy, you see them release carton of Indomies and do all this bonanza. They go to market, and then you see a large crowd of people following them. Why are they doing that? They are actually releasing their lead magnets. But they are doing theirs offline, and what we want to focus on is how we can do that online. All right. So now, how do you generate leads? Now, you can see that this is also like a funnel, right? You have your lead magnet. I'm still going to explain the kind of things that can be your lead magnet. So number one, you get more signups. Remember, I said the idea behind this funnel strategy is that you give people lead magnets, and then using the lead magnet, you exchange the lead magnet for their contact addresses. So meaning that every SME out there, if you are a business owner, either a solopreneur or a company, and you are not collecting emails and you are not building your database, you are very wrong. It means that you've been throwing money on the streets. You must realize this from today, that every single contact details of a person that you have is a prospective customer. So you must ensure that you go through the architecture of your own business. Those are one of the action steps you should take away from this. Go through the architecture of your business and find out, am I getting signups? Am I getting emails of people? Am I getting the contact address of people? If you are not doing that, then that's something you need to change immediately after this session. And I'm going to tell you how. So you get more signups, and then there are two ways to give them their lead magnet. Remember, you are giving them their lead magnet. It's an exchange by barter. You give me your contact details, I will give you something free. Now, many of us, I'm sure many of us, we've signed up, except myself, I've signed up for a lot of things that promised me something free, right? For example, let me give you an example. When you signed up to Facebook, you signed up to Facebook because Facebook was free, right? But they got your contact address. Do you know that the whole of your social media experience on Facebook, I mean the social media aspect, is a lead magnet? You need to think about that. The whole experience you have on Facebook is a lead magnet. The same thing on Twitter, the same thing on Instagram. It is a lead magnet to attract you into their funnel. And they are making money off us, I myself included. They are making money off each and every one of us. But can you imagine that a company will build something that big as a lead magnet? So this shows you that it is very important. That's why they got your whole contact details for something free. And the reason why I signed up for Facebook was because it was free. If it wasn't free, I wouldn't have signed up. So there must be something free that you would offer to people in exchange for the lead magnets. Now, the moment you sign up for Facebook, what happens? You are welcome to a world where you can connect with people, upload your pictures, upload your video and all that. That's value. So while for someone else, it can be something else entirely. There have been sites I've signed up to, and at the moment I entered in my login address, they gave me access to a report. So for example, there was a time, I used TechPoint as an example. I know for some of us who are conversant with TechPoint, and they sent in something to my email. I wanted to, and they said, click to get this report. By the time I clicked to get this report, I was taken to a page where they told me to enter my login, my details, contact, my name, my email, my phone number, and I needed to enter it to access the report. Now I weighed it. The report was free, but it was going to be of immense value to me. Into their funnel and
Wow. Hello, everyone. Sorry about that. Um, I guess there is a little bit of. Mr. Caleb, you are on mute. We can't hear you at all, sir.
all right, can you hear me now?
Okay, yes, we can hear you now.
All right, so I said I guess it was network. So I'm going to share my screen and then we'll continue from where we stopped. Uh, A minute, please. Okay. All right. So I'm assuming that you are seeing this, right? Okay.
We can see.
So you can say thank you. All right. So this is how the lead magnet works. And I'm just trying to show you that this is what every product and business you are using online, this is what they do. They get you into their funnel. They give you something free. How many of you have noticed that when you download apps, at first they give you something free? So let's, for example, WPS that you use to open your Word documents and all that. You would notice that they will give you access to it for free, but then they will ask for your details. They get your details, and then later on you find out that there are some parts of their product that is premium. I'm going to explain all that later on how you can monetize down the line. But the point is, at this stage, one of your assets now as a business, one of the way I will value you is to ask you, how many leads do you have? I won't ask you how much sales you are making. I'm going to ask you how many leads do you have. Do you know why? Because when you are valuing a business or a company, you don't just value how much they are making. You also value the potential of what they're about to make. And your potential sales are the leads you have. Your potential sales are to those customers that are your leads. So you need to right now start stacking up all those free services you've been offering without collecting people's contact details has to stop right now, right? Okay. Let me go to the next slide so that we can get time for questions. Now, a lead magnet's purpose is twofold. Number one, it collects a prospect's contact information. Most people will not freely volunteer their contact information. You can't go now on WhatsApp and start telling people, please send me your emails. Nobody will send you their email, right? But if they get something in return, they will gladly hand it over, quid pro quo. According to Barnes Exchange, 70 to 96% of unsatisfied visitors will not return to your site. Now, you can say I said site/online presence. So it doesn't necessarily mean a website, but anything that is your front online, whether a WhatsApp business page or your Facebook page or your Facebook account or your Instagram account, whatsoever, they will not return to your site and online presence. And do you know why? It's because in this age and time, a lot of things is fighting for people's attention. So, for example, you are reading an email on your phone. As you are reading an email, 10 notifications will come in. 1 from Twitter, 2 from Instagram, 5 from Facebook. The moment the person opens his phone to check those notifications, 96% of them will never come number one. Number two is that secondly, a lead magnet
Oh, wow. We apologize for the interruption in the presentation. Okay, Mr. Caleb is back now. Your mic is on mute, sir. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so sorry for that. I get its network. Secondly, a lead magnet, specifically, so I've explained all this, right? That this works both offline and online. But our focus here is just online. So our focus is online. That's why I'm not going to be talking on how you can apply this offline. But I can promise you that if you've been listening and you still yet listen to what I'm saying, you can improvise with this and use it for even your offline businesses, right? Okay. Uh, all right. So types of lead magnet. I'm sure this is the next question in your mind. that, oh, you've been talking about lead magnets since. Okay, so what types of lead magnet do I offer to my visitors? Now, different lead magnets are effective depending on your kind of business. Here are a few ideas. Number one, a newsletter. This makes sense as a lead magnet only if you continually publish content in your newsletter that your audience will find valuable. Now, how many of you have used this fintech app called Piggyvest, or you've used this macro crowdfunding app called Tribe or Farm Crowdy, or Let's Farm.co, or even Paystack? You will notice that they are always sending newsletters to your email. Or even if you've used the Mixler app, all these apps that you've signed up for, they are always sending you newsletters. Have you ever asked yourself why? It's because they are sending you lead magnets. Another option is a case study, meaning offering your audience exclusive access to a compelling case study is a great way to gain their trust. Now, I explained how that TechPoint does this. They will tell you that, oh, okay, there's an exciting case study of maybe, for example, they are releasing this at the end of the beginning of April, that a report on the funding that went on in Africa and in Nigeria in the tech space in the first quarter of the year. Now, because they are targeting you, because they already know your personnel, your profile, and you fitted into their customer avatar, I can bet it 100% that if you are someone in the tech space that is looking for funding, you want to access that case study, because you would want to know how this happened so that you can also work it out in your own area. Then, lo and behold, as you click on the link for the case study, the next thing you're going to find out is that they're asking for your what? For your contact details. That is because every one of them are using this case study. Now, this strategy I'm teaching is what people pay thousands of dollars, $2,000 for. But because Eridan Group, we've decided to release value, especially during this period, so that you all can take your business online even during this lockdown. Now, this is what people pay premium for. Now, another kind of magnet you can use is a template or checklist resource. Now, another kind of industry that uses case study, for example, Lagos Business School. I'm an alumni of the school, and one of the things they do to generate funds is that they also have their lead magnets to bring people into their funnel. And what they do is that they release case studies. But you find out that when you click on the link for the case studies, the next thing you see is to sign up. Now, the third option is a template or checklist resource. Now, this is something that is used for those in the investment industry. For example, let's say you fit into the avatar, a profile of someone that is interested in investing. And then you see someone telling you that if you are above 25 years old with 50,000 naira and you're interested in investing in the Nigeria stock exchange, these 10 things are very important for you to know before you invest in any stock, so that you do not lose your added money. And then they tell you that it's free. I can promise you that because it is absolutely free, you have nothing to lose. You would submit your email details to access the checklist. So you can do this for, as I'm talking now, you can start thinking about your own business and what is peculiar about your business. Okay, so for my business, which of these lead magnets can I use? The fourth one is ebook. Now, this is the most used of all. This and the last two that I'm going to talk about. Why? Because there's a kind of trustworthiness and reliability that ebooks gives to people. And that's why it's easy for you to trust authors. How? For example, let's say with the way this coronavirus pandemic is going all around the town, and then they bring in someone on a show, for example, on AIT, and they said he wants to talk about the pandemic. And the next thing you see, maybe you are not even absolutely interested, and then the next thing you see is that they place a book by his side, and you see that he wrote a book in 2015 about pandemics and their effect on the economy. Now, one thing you must realize that the fact that someone writes a book does not mean the person is even sound. It does not mean that the content the person is releasing is authentic. But I can promise you that most people for the fact that they can see someone writing a book about something, they believe that the person is authentic. Now, why many people use this for wrong reasons? I know that every one of you listening to me right now, that even when you take use of this powerful knowledge and powerful tool that is being given to you, this powerful secret, I'm sure that you will use it and give value. You won't use it for something bad. Because this is so powerful that even if someone who has evil intent takes an hold of it, they will still use it to make a lot of money. But I'm sure that for everyone on this session, on this webinar, they are going to use it for something good. All right, so the fifth one is a multi-day email course where you tell someone, sign in, and I'm going to send you 10 emails over 20 days, and I'm going to teach you on how to make, let's say, for example, is a chef, that over 10 days, I'm going to send you 5 emails, and I'm going to teach you how to make so. And I'm going to teach you how to make money by having people order for it from all around the country. Now, I can tell you that every day people will be sitting in front of their laptop expecting those emails. And they are going to offer you their what? Their contact details. Because it is absolutely free. Remember, I said the most important thing about a lead magnet is that it must be free. Then another one is a demo video. So it's self-explanatory. Now I'm going to go to the last one, a webinar. Now, how many of you know that that is exactly what we are doing right now? This is a webinar. Now, the reason why this is very powerful, like an ebook. Now, the webinar and the ebook are the most powerful lead magnet. Is because right now I'm interacting with you. You can see my face, you can hear my voice, you can ask me questions. So what goes on in people's mind is that if someone can appear on a webinar and talk to me and give me value and give me the chance to call out his BS, then that means the person is reliable. It means he's authentic. It means he's trustworthy. He's opening up himself to questions. That means he must know what he's talking about. And that is why if you want to use this lead magnet, then you must absolutely be sure that you know exactly what you are talking about and that your brand has enough resources and content to back up the webinar. Now, your biggest consideration when choosing a lead magnet is what aligns with my audience needs. Remember, I see people who release all kinds of things that, yes, research-wise, they might sound very nice, but to your audience, they don't make sense. Your goal is to make sense to your audience, not to sound very intelligent. The goal is not to sound intelligent to your audience. The goal is to make sense to your audience. So anytime you are putting together your lead magnet, leave the technicalities for now and focus on something simple that passes across the value and connects to your audience. So remember, unless your lead magnet is beneficial to your audience, they won't opt in. They won't. So you must ensure it is something that would attract your audience. Only and only then will they opt in to your funnel. All right, so how do you collect the contacts? So there are simple ways. There are maybe a little bit a less simple way, or maybe a little bit complex. Not necessarily complex, but maybe a little more. But the simplest method, I have the mind that I'm talking mostly to SMEs, people that might not have a 200,000 to build a website or 300,000 to build a website. You can collect the contact info through a form. And now technology has made a lot of things simple. You can use a Google form. With a Google form, you can set up your funnel. Collect the details from the Google form and then send them a download link to download whatsoever your lead magnet is from their emails, or you get them to download it from the thank you page. Now, and for some of you, if you can create a website. And that is why I want you to be at the second session by 4 p.m. because my colleague, the tech lead for Eridan, is going to be teaching powerfully about how you can enable your business using technology without building software. And I can tell you that one of the things he's going to teach about is how you can build websites with little or no amounts, at little or no cost. Remember, we know that we are talking to people who don't have that much to spare on a 300,000 website, a 500,000 website. So we are giving you methods, tools that you can use now. I mean, today, you can start from today. Now, it also has to be noted that the lead magnet which you've decided on will be sent to the prospect's email or to the thank you image, or to the thank you page. That is what you contain the download link. How do I mean? Don't give them the lead magnet until you've collected their contact details. So it's either after they've filled the contact details, then you tell them to check their email. Now that's the most popular one. You know why? Because it allows them open your email. And the moment they open your email, number one, there's that emotional connection. So the next time they see your email, they will open it. And number two, it sends a signal to the email provider that you are not spam. Because one of the ways email providers will tag you as spam is if your emails are consistently unopened. So that's the best method. Or another method is that the moment they fill in your form, the next page that they see immediately, like a thank you page, thank you for filling the form, is a download link for the lead magnet. All right. So